Hey, it's Dan Foster, Market Development Agronomist for Pride Seeds, coming to you today from Chatham, Ontario, mid-June. We're in a fantastic field of soybeans here. Great emergence. No real challenges faced this field as we moved through the year from planting on. We did have some challenges in Ontario with the bean crop this year. Didn't get that super early start like we'd really like to get. In some areas we've had heavy rainfall causing some crusting. Other areas we've had some frost damage on those soybeans. And then still now going into times where we need to be putting herbicide on, and we've got areas that have had way too much rain and do need to get herbicide on those fields. So what we need to do, and we'll start with maybe those crusted fields, is we need to be out there assessing those stands, making sure if we do need to replant, we know which parts of the field we need to replant, how much we need to replant. You know, if the field is consistently a 40% stand, I know that sounds low, but 40% stand of what you originally planted, you still have an 87% yield potential on that field. So you haven't lost too much. Even though it looks a little thin, those beans will adjust. From the frosted side of things, those fields were a little harder to assess. We really had to stay on top of them, look at them to make sure that there was new growth coming out of those cotyledons. Some fields we had some real trouble. The frost did damage the low ground or the high ground, depending on where that frost settled in and what growth states they were at. Get the replanting done on those, and now we're into a better situation. From the herbicide standpoint, by no means do we want to go in and mud those fields, but we do need to make sure that we get the herbicide onto those fields, make sure that those weeds are controlled. We don't want weeds getting much bigger than 4 inches. One standpoint, they're tough to control, and the other standpoint, it's going to be harder on those beans. They got to compete with that. So from an overall standpoint, a bit more challenging year to soybeans this year than we've had the last couple of years, but in areas we have fantastic crops that are looking at good and fantastic potential. And even in those areas where things were a little tougher with crusting and frost, we still have a good yield potential.